of these restaurant names that you have here. He was just like, the restaurant in Meadowood. He was like, that's worth it. And I was just like, I think it seems super interesting, but there's not a ton of information about the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there. At the time, we were the most quiet fucking presence ever on social media. Mm-hmm. On the internet, there were definitely some interviews about Chef, and I read them, but there wasn't really a lot. You couldn't really see a lot about the food. Mm-hmm. It was hard to learn about the restaurant in Meadowood, of course, other than Chef's book, which I did purchase. But when I was first looking them up, I just I didn't know what was going on at this fucking place. I was like,
there's
what
no
is
menu.
This? What is going on in this restaurant?
And I'm like, if there's no menu, how do they know what to cook?
But all it really, like that endorsement from someone who I already respected immensely went a long way. And so I asked him to set up a stage with Chef Costow.
Did you set up any other stages?
I did.
Yeah, where at?
So before I even came out to California, I already had the stage set up at Tram. But I told you my goal was to live closer to Georgia. So I set up a few stages in Nashville.
Okay.
And I staged at the Catbird seat when Chef Trevor Moran was there.
Okay.
In his very
So
last
that's how you
week.
guys kind of knew each other when he came to work.
Sure, yeah.
12 days.
Yeah.
Got
you.
Okay.
So I staged with Chef Trevor for a week and his very small team.
Yeah.
And I loved that restaurant.
Tiny place, yeah.
I love it.
Beautiful, though.
It was like 5 employees total, pretty much. 5 cooks.
Yeah.
And they did everything. They did all the cooking. They did all the marking, all the verbs. They did all of the front of the house stuff. Other than they had 1 som and they had 1 maitre d'.
Yep.
And I loved that. I loved that it was small covers, but there was still absolutely no time for any bullshit. Mm-hmm. It was still fast, even though it was 18 by 18 or something, 14 by 14, something like that. Because in the turns, you're like, all right, I need to find all the silverware because we gotta go again. We gotta move all the cutting boards back because we only got this one cutting board that we're using for both the first course and the last course for no reason.
Yeah.
And so it was really, really cool way of working, and I loved my week there. And then I also staged at Rolf and Daughters. Mm-hmm. That was just a day stage, but that was because I can't remember his name. Colby. Not Colby from Audrey.
Okay.
Colby, who used to be the chef de cuisine at the Catbird seat at the time,
gotcha.
Recommended it because he was part of the opening team at Rolf and Daughters.
It's funny, when I went to eat at Locust, the crew from Rolf and Daughters was also eating there.
Of course, though.
That's the chef restaurant. That's where everybody goes.
It's incredible.
It's a baller restaurant.
We just went there and did the dinner with Audrey.
Yep.
And we had a fantastic dinner at Locust. And it had that same super fun energy at Locust that I remember having at the Catbird seat. And I was just like, wow, what an incredible chef.
Yeah.
I love that.
Trevor's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Such an electric restaurant.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Loud music. They're doing everything themselves. They're all running around.
Yeah.
They're all
it's cool.
Goofing. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
It's a really cool restaurant.
Definitely. So you go up and you do your 2 stages, and what makes you decide ultimately?
We haven't even gotten to my stage at Tram.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry. So I had driven from Georgia to Nashville because that's close enough.
Uh-huh.
So I'd gone back home, and then I flew out to do my stage at Tram.
Where'd you stay?
I stayed at the El Bonito Motel.
Oh, hey-oh.
In
historic
style.
St. Helena, historic.
My flight was connecting through Chicago.
Uh-huh.
I got stuck in the airport for hours and hours, and I'm messaging Nicole Small. Nicole Small, who was the administrative person at the time. And I'm letting her know, I'm like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be there at my 6 a.m. call time. Because I had a 6 a.m. call time. I was like, it's 2 a.m. where I am, so we'll see. And so I ended up getting into I ended up getting into the motel at like 4:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just like washed my face, took a shower, and got an Uber over to the restaurant, and I felt cracked out as hell.
Right.
And I get over to Tram, and so we shared a kitchen between the restaurant at Meadowood staff and the banquet team from Meadowood. So my first introduction into this kitchen, I just see someone, and I'm just like, "Chef, hello, how are you doing?"
Yeah.
It was part. He was part of the banquet staff. Croissants, Luis.
Croissants.
Croissant guy, laminated guy, Luis.
Oh, his real name's Marco, but we called him. Was Horacio's brother?
No, not him. Older.
Oh,
Luis.
Fuck. Yeah, it was him.
Luis.
Yeah.
Luis.
You're right.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I thought I was
because it was Marco for a long time after him.
Right,
but I do remember that guy. Yeah,
this is old school. It's a long time ago.
That dude made like a million croissants.
But
like,
so I'm just like back so stiff. I'm just like, "Hello, so nice to meet you, chef." And I'm like, and he starts laughing at me. He's like, "I'm not the fucking chef. You must be for that side of the kitchen."
Yeah, exactly. Lupe.
Oh no.
Lupe was his name.
Fuck. Okay, we're taking that part out.
It's fine. Yeah, when's the last time you seen that guy? Fucking 4 years ago?
He would, but still, we worked for a long time together before that.
That is very true.
So I owe it to him to remember his goddamn name.
That's true.
So Lupe.
Yes.
Is not the chef, right? And so he directs me to the other side of the kitchen, but no one's there yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that it's like, I don't know, it's the first day after something. So they came in later than the stage. They were coming in an hour later than the stage. So I was just like hanging out. I was just like, "Chefs, can I help you with anything?"
Yeah.
It is 6 a.m. and I'm here for some reason. So can I help you with anything? So when the Tram kitchen team arrives, they were all super amazing. They got me on tasks immediately. It was very clearly only just the Commis team.
Who was it?
Ting Ting.
Ting Ting who?
Ting Ting How.
How? Oh, that's how you say her name.
How?
Hou. Okay, anyways. She worked at Sous for very long. She just left.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Ting Ting was there. I don't know, this guy with the septum piercing was there. Horacio was there, of course. And then Miles was the AM Sous at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a great morning. Very intense.
Yeah.
Even though you could tell, like, these were like CIA externs, but they were doing a great job of just like keeping people super on task. And even though, you know, it's like when you're at that stage, you're like, I'm telling somebody what to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do my best in this moment.
Yeah. Right.
But I could feel that was the situation.
Right.
But they did a great job. And then of course when Miles came in, it was like, I don't know. It was great. It was a great day. And then when Eloy came in, because Eloy was on Garde Manger for that moment.
Oh, got you.
I think, so Cameron was on break. He was in Thailand or something.
Got you.
So the whole kitchen was in this kind of flux. So it was a super weird time that I staged. But Eloy, I was helping him out for prep, and then I ended up leaving early in the day because I came in early. So I left with the prep team for that day. And the following day I worked service. And so that day was great because I was able to meet Chef Kat, Chef John, as well as Chef Carl Alexander, who hated me from the get because I'm walking down the hotline eagerly introducing myself person to person, right? And I get to Carl and he's like, hello, madame, I'm Kyle. Hello, madame, I'm Kyle. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. What is your name?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And I was like, you're Cal. Hello, Chef Cal. And he was like, Cal.
And you're like, Cal?
And I could see out of the corner of my eye, Miles loving every second of this interaction.
Yeah.
He's just like, yes. Ask him what his name is 1 or 2 more times. I think this is exactly what we need. So, yeah, that was interesting. So it was you and Dalton and Carl on the hotline at the time. Michael Lipsky on pastry. Ignacio on pastry.
Yeah.
2. And then Elo was working garde manger because someone was gone or something. I just remember just being so impressed by the way you guys worked as a team. And I just remember any task I was doing, someone always ended up checking on me. And that is a harder thing than people think it is for restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, you leave someone to a task, you let them do their thing, because you just don't have the time to check in, or you don't have the, I don't know, whatever. You just let a stage do their thing. But it's important when you're staging at a restaurant that someone's keeping pressure and someone's keeping watch on you so that you can have a chance to really show what kind of cook you are.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have appreciated that more, and I really saw the fact that everyone in the kitchen, whether it was their station or not, really took the second to come by and say their piece and say what I was doing wrong or say what I was doing right. You know, like, that's incredibly important, and I don't see that in a lot of kitchens. And
Gotcha.
It was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
It was incredibly clean, and the whole kitchen just worked in such unison, and I was just so impressed.
So you knew as soon as you started, you're like, this is where I'm going to work.
Yeah.
And how did you had to go back to Georgia, right, to get your car?
Oh, yeah. I had to go. So I also got a chance to stage in the garden for a day after this.
Oh, cool.
So it was a 3-day stage.
Who'd you stage with in the garden?
I staged with Charlie motherfucking Apple.
Charlie Apple, there you go.
Staged with Zach Yoder
Yeah.
and Amy.
Okay.
So it was incredible.
Dope. Hell yeah.
That was actually a really fun day.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, I broke my back. I was like, this Charlie guy is an asshole.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, he's fucking...
He was intense.
Yeah, he can... Like, gardening ain't no joke, man. Like, for sure.
No, so it was for sure... Is for sure right off the jump that I was going to take this job.
Very cool.
And the fact that Chef took the second while I was staging there to come out and introduce himself, and like it was not nothing, you know. He took me out into the rotunda, took a minute for us to talk, which was incredible. A lot of chefs do not do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit. When I was staging in Nashville, I didn't even say this. I had a FaceTime with Chef with zero warning. So it was my first day off from my stage at Caparezzi.
Yeah.
And I'm at Hattie B's eating some hot chicken, and I just get this message from Nicole Small saying, Chef would like to FaceTime with you now. And I was just like, okay. Oh, this before FaceTime was pretty popular. Skype.
Oh, you
This was
Skyped.
Skype.
Okay. Skype call.
Skype.
Heard.
And I had a really silly Skype screen name at the time. So I had to hurry up and make a new Skype name so that Chef wouldn't see this name. And I was just like, oh no. And so I'm Skyping with him outside of Hattie B's. And he's like, where the fuck are you right now? And I see like cars whizzing past you. He's like, are you all right? And I was like, yes, I'm just outside of Hattie B's hot chicken. That's all.
Yeah.
So I was super impressed and surprised by how involved Chef was right from the beginning. And that was a huge part in why I eventually took the job as well.
Gotcha.
On top of the team just being incredibly disciplined.
Yeah. And how did telling your parents that you were moving all the way to California go over?
They knew it.
Yeah.
You
Were
know,
they like...
I mean, they were just like, you asshole. Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. Of course you are.
Yeah.
We knew you were going to like that one.
I hear that.
It was what it was.
So you drove cross country, right, to get to California. How was that? How long did it take you?
4 days. Because my dad wanted to make the drive with me.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was really cool. It was really sweet. He was very grumpy. Driving that long does not sit well with him.
Yeah.
He called it very strictly on a 10-hour day. Would not drive longer than that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, Dad, I can easily drive 4 more hours. And he was like, no.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But it was nice. We stopped and saw the Hoover Dam on the way out here.
Nice.
It was cool.
That's very cool.
Nice
little bonding time, huh?
Yeah.
So you get to the restaurant, and I think you lived in the little house for a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah. I lived in the cottage.
The cottage,
is what
right?
we chose to call it.
What was it? No electricity, no water. No, I'm kidding.